Well, some recent changes to the workman's comp laws are bringing up questions as to who exactly is protected. Better Nashville's Jennifer Herron is getting the latest info from attorney Jim Higgins.
Job safety is always a priority, but if you do get hurt on the job, we have less and less rights, it seems like, these days with the workman comp laws, right?
Yeah. Well, over the past few years, there's been a few big overhauls to the work comp system, which really tends to take benefits away from the employees. And one of the new legislative changes they're talking about right now is kind of keep along that same path. One thing that they're talking about is taking repetitive injuries out of the work comp system. In other words, if I've had somebody that has worked on an assembly line for 50 years and done the same movement every day, their shoulder may eventually wear out. They may need surgery, they may need some time while they're off work, and under the new law, they would take that away. They would say, you know what, if it's just something that's built up over time, then it's not a workers' comp problem. And I think that's unfortunate. I mean, there are injuries that people have that aren't work-related, that are just, life, but there are that are clearly, and to put this blanket policy or law down that says that these workers aren't going to, these injuries aren't going to be in the work comp system, I think that's wrong, and that's a bill that they're considering right now.
So if you did have that shoulder injury that built up over time on the job, and they say, oh, well, we're not declaring it work-related, and you got to the point where you weren't able to do the job, then you're out of luck? You just have to go find a new job?
Yes, under the new law, you would be out of luck. So, it's something that, if you agree with that, I guess that's fine. If you don't, it's something that you should talk to your legislator about. Another change they're talking about making to the work comp system is in a case when you're hurt at work, you go to an insurance doctor first, one of the comp insurance doctors, and they're going to make a decision as to whether your injury is work-related or not. And under the new law, their opinion is going to be conclusive. Now, currently, if we disagreed with that insurance doctor, we could always go out and get a second opinion and see what another doctor thinks. Well, they're taking that away from the worker, which is unfortunate, I think, because sometimes there's just a genuine disagreement between physicians, and that's what a courtroom for, and that's what a judge is for. And if a judge believes one of that doctor is that it's not work-related, then fine. But a person should have an opportunity to go to court and explain that to the judge and have their day. But taking away that option of them to get a second opinion is really going to affect a lot of workers.
And so it protects the company, it sounds like, all the way around with these new changes.
They're very business-driven and unfortunately not very worker-driven. And I think, work comp is there for workers. It's not some lottery. It's not some great prize. It's simply there to get people back to work, to provide some basic medical care, and to get them some money to help them get back to where they were before this happened. And it's not, none of it's very significant. It's just something to help. It's just like a disability insurance. To take that limited right and those benefits away from people, it's just going to be hard on a lot of working families.
Good information. The Higgins Firm is serving Tennessee. Call them at 615-353-0930. For more info and a link to their website, just go to betternashville.com.